what's up? It's your boy RenJitsu. Welcome back to another video once again. You already know we're doing, forgot what I was gonna say. But we're doing scary animations. I know you guys voted for Try Not to Laugh, but YouTube was blocking like the comments from like you guys linking like funny videos to me. So I'm not sure. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You already know what's happening. And yeah. Watch the video. This one is called The Clown of the Apartment. So let's see what it's about.
There was a murder in my apartment building.
Oh, why is this thing so blurry? I'm so broke.
No evidence of the killer. 3 days after the incident, the same video was sent simultaneously to the cell phones of all the residents of the apartment building from a mysterious number. The video showed a clown looking at the screen and giggling in an unnerving manner, saying,
"The heck? Why is the stone like that?
Smile, smile, smile."
Oh heck
He then
nah,
picked up
bruh.
the camera and showed us his surroundings. The penthouse of the man who died a few days earlier.
Yo, I'm not.
The man was
with
tied
this.
to a chair, crying out for help.
No.
And the clown pulled out a sharp knife and began to slice the man's mouth open. After slicing the screaming, struggling man's mouth from ear to ear, the clown held the corner of the man's mouth up, smiled for the camera, and then took out a hammer and began hammering nails into the corner of the mouth.
That is not right.
The clown giggled as he spun around in the swiveled chair to which the man was strapped with his mouth torn open and a wide grin on his face. Then the screen suddenly went black, and the words, "James, room 503 next," appeared in white letters on a dark background.
Oh heck nah. James, he coming for you, bro. I'm telling you. He's probably gonna like sew your butthole and probably nail it too. I'm not gonna lie.
My heart sank and I sat back in my seat. The fact that the clown knew my name and my home address gave me goosebumps.
That's you? Oh,
How did he know me, and why was I his next target?
Right.
I hadn't done anything to earn someone's grudge. While I sat there in a panic, other residents who had seen the video called the police and officers came to my house. They asked me if I knew who the clown was, and I suddenly realized that the man next door in room 504 might be the culprit. I had been losing sleep over the past few nights due to a thumping noise coming from my neighbor. One night, I went to bed before an important meeting the next day, and again I heard a thumping noise from my neighbors. So I went over to their house after midnight.
I don't think that's a hammer, bro. I think they're just getting busy. I'm not gonna lie.
And rang the doorbell.
Who is it?
The suspicious-looking man next door opened the front door with a hanger, and through the narrow doorway I could see he was holding a hammer.
What the?
I don't know what he was doing in the middle of the night, but that hammer seemed to be the source of the noise.
It's your neighbor. You're being too loud and I need to get some sleep.
I said in an irritated tone to the man,
like what you're doing,
who glared at me for a moment before slamming the front door. I told the police that I heard the man next door hammering every night and had seen him with a hammer myself, so I suspected he was the culprit. The police listened to my story and they said they would take a closer look at the man next door. When the police returned, I couldn't bear to stay in the apartment, so I took an extended leave of absence from work, packed up my things, and went down to the countryside to live with my parents. I stayed at my parents' house for about a month, and there were no more murders in the apartment because the police were keeping an eye on the man next door. With this lull, I returned to the apartment on my last day of vacation. I walked into the lobby of my apartment building and was greeted by the doorman with a big smile on his face.
No, it's a doorman. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Why would you just automatically like mention someone that I've never seen before? It's a doorman. He probably looked like the clown too. He probably is the clown. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm so glad you're safe. Yes, it's been a while.
After a long drive, I was too tired to answer the man's friendly greeting. So I gave a rough answer and I waited for the elevator. He told me that he saw the man next door lurking in front of my door a few days ago, and that he's going to take me there because he thinks it might be dangerous. When we got to the 5th floor and the elevator doors opened, I saw my neighbor standing in front of my front door, smoking a cigarette. The man's eyes looked murderous, and I was terrified.
Better go back with your
So I
parents,
asked the
bruh.
doorman to go inside the house with me. He and I walked past the neighbor in a tense moment. And suddenly, the neighbor lunged at me from behind, grabbed me from the back of the
What
head,
the?
and started dragging me into his house.
Dang.
Help me!
I shouted, frightened. The doorman quickly picked up my suitcase and slammed it down on the man's head as hard as he could. The man collapsed, bleeding on the spot.
What do we do now?
Oh my god.
I think he's dead.
I asked him, breathing heavily.
He killed him with a suitcase?
He looked surprised and broke out in a cold sweat.
I didn't think he would
Oh,
die.
shoot.
Isn't this considered self-defense? Let's get him inside the house before anyone sees him and think about
Alright,
it.
better leave him there.
He and I picked up the fallen man and hurried him inside the house.
I don't think anyone else has seen him yet.
He said, looking out the front door. Just then, the man next door, whom I thought was dead, struggled to raise his head and shouted,
Run!
Suddenly, the doorman pulled out a knife from his pocket and slashed the man's mouth wide with a single blow. And the man screamed and died with one
It's
side
the
of his
doorman.
mouth
I'm telling
torn
you, it's the
off.
doorman, bro.
When I saw the scene,
would he
I
have a
was
knife
so
on him?
stunned that my whole body went rigid. The doorman said,
Whew! That could have been really bad.
he breathed a sigh of relief and took off his jumper, revealing a colorful clown
I
costume
knew it.
hidden
I
inside.
knew it.
He smiled up at me, put on the clown mask, and
What?
said,
Hello, James, from room 503.
Oh, bro.
You didn't smile when I smiled and greeted you in the lobby every day. The people who live here are so unkind. Anyone who doesn't respond back to my smile will keep smiling even after they die.
What? Whoa! Oh, heck nah. Why is there so much eyes looking at me? Alright, this next horror story is called True Elevator Horror Story Animated.
When I was 19 years old in 1985 on New
Okay.
Year's Eve.
Dang
A bunch of
old!
my friends and I went to a rooftop bar of a hotel. About a half hour before midnight, I ran down to my car because I had forgotten my camera. I figured I would have plenty of time to get back up there and find my friends. I grabbed my camera and I got into an elevator all by myself.
Alright, okay.
About halfway up, the elevator started shaking and it stopped completely.
What
I
the?
was trapped. I have always had a problem with confined spaces, so this was not an ideal situation for me.
Why would
After
this
a
thing
few
have a
minutes,
13th floor? Why would you
everything
even
was
trust the
silent
building with a
and everything
13th floor? I would have
outside.
walked out of there.
Then out of nowhere, the elevator lights went out, and I started
the
to hear
heck?
children laughing. But this was not the type
Oh,
of place where
heck
children
nah.
would be. My
We about
heart
to throw
started
hands.
beating
I'm about-
faster and faster and harder and harder. Then all of a sudden, I passed out. As I
Stay
woke up,
passed
I
out, bro.
noticed
That's
that I
probably the
could
best
not
thing.
move
Just
or
stay
talk.
asleep.
I thought to myself, not sleep paralysis again. Then the lights started to flicker on and off, and then all of a sudden,
Oh,
I
heck
see
no.
a black figure to the
What
left
the?
of me, in the corner of the elevator, crouching down, smiling at me. I tried to scream, but
Oh, it's
nothing
not
would
smiling,
come
though.
out.
It's not smiling.
I
It's
tried to move, but I couldn't. A guy came over the loudspeaker and told me there was an electrical short and that he would have me out soon. There's a camera in the elevator, so to the security guard, it looked like I was just laying there. I guess they figured I was drunk, being that it's New Year's. Anyways,
Oh, shit.
every attempt to scream,
Oh,
I
never
knew
mind,
that
it's smiling.
figure would
It's
just
smiling.
Start laughing at me and pointing. This whole time, the lights are flickering. Then all of a sudden, I can hear the huge crowds counting down for
It's New Year.
10. The dark figure is staring at me, and now with a menacing smile, with 10 fingers up.
Oh my gosh, you need to wear
9.
braces, bro.
He's still looking at me with 9 fingers
Heck
up,
nah.
and he's moving closer. 8. He was still looking at me with 8 fingers up.
That's
and he's
scary.
closer. 7. The same thing. 6. The same thing.
Bro, honestly, bro, I would have been crying, bro. I'm not gonna lie. If I can't move no nothing, I'm gonna like that, bro. I'm telling you.
5. The same thing. 4.
My God.
He's drooling. And he's
Oh, he's
much
about to
closer.
eat you. He's about to eat you.
3.
Or maybe he about to eat that ass.
Pitch black. Then all of a sudden, outside went silent again. I felt breathing in my right ear.
What the? He's
Then
trying
out
to
of
kiss
nowhere,
you,
I
bro.
hear
I'm telling you, he
one.
just got a crush on you.
I couldn't breathe. The light started to flicker again, and then the figure was on my chest. And all of a sudden, it was gone. and I can talk and move again. Usually when I have sleep paralysis, something bad happens. Once I got out of the elevator an hour later, I found out that there was a brawl during the countdown on the rooftop bar that I was at, and 4 people were killed by some maniac who was waiting until the end of the countdown to start hacking up people with a machete. Ever since then, I have not had a sleep paralysis episode.
So that thing, I hate this game. I'm like, I can't even talk, bro. All right, this next one is called True Pizza Delivery Horror Story 3. All right, let's see what it's about.
I was out doing a delivery one late night.
Okay.
It was probably the longest drive I had
So
ever taken for a pizza delivery. From the pizza place I worked at, it was a 20-minute drive, which isn't too crazy out where I live. Plus, they ordered 4 large pies, so I figured it was a party and I would get a much bigger tip.
Okay.
Navigating the dirt roads at night was
boy.
always annoying, though. I pulled up to the given address.
What kind of car do you have, bro?
Though. I pulled up.
What kind of car is that? You got a Hot Wheels car as your car, bro. Like, this is what you have, bro. Like, you bought this at a car dealership and you're like, yeah, I like that.
To the given address. It was some old, sketchy-looking building, literally in the middle of a forest clearing.
Oh, heck no.
There were no cars parked.
I'm driving away. I do not care about that tip no more. That is not a party.
I put my car in park and called my boss. I asked him to reread the address at least 3 times
weird. I'm
to
not
make
gonna
sure I
lie.
typed it in right, but that checked out. I could tell he was in a really bitchy mood, and he told me to at least knock on the door and check it out. He would normally get mad if we took back 1 pie, but I was afraid of what he would do if I brought back 4. I was insanely unnerved, but got out anyway and forced myself to the front door of the
heck
building.
no.
There was no doorbell, so I just knocked
And the
really
door's
hard.
dirty. And it got spider webs. Oh my gosh.
I heard nothing and didn't really expect
It's about to be a
hear
jump scare. I
anything.
know it. I know it.
I was extremely disappointed. Not because nobody answered the door,
What's gonna be at the window?
because I was realizing that it was all a waste of time and gas. I knocked 1 more time out of desperation.
Bro.
And then began to hear some kind of rustling noises from inside of the building.
Hold on. I can't. This is fast. I need to pee. Hold on.
A few moments later.
I knocked again and yelled that I was the pizza guy. There was silence now. I felt a bit
This
more
dude obviously does
uncomfortable
not
now
like
than
pizza.
before. But before I could turn around, I noticed something at the window. There was someone looking through the window. I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman. All I noticed were their eyes.
What the?
Their eyes were open wider than I knew possible, staring
This dude needs some eye drops.
at me. I was
Dip,
disturbed
bro.
enough by this and dropped
Dip.
the pizzas and ran back to my car.
Oh yeah,
The
that's
shitty
my
thing
boy.
wouldn't start until turning the key for the 3rd time. I
What
drove
the?
off the grass and back onto the dirt road.
What
I
the?
felt the
It's
car
staring
rocking
at
about,
him.
shaking and bumping.
Get that.
Something wasn't right. I didn't make it far from the building before I started hearing a sharp scraping sound coming from outside. There was so much resistance that I
scrape
couldn't
your
even
tires?
drive. The car came to a stop. I got out of the car to check what the hell was wrong.
You slashed it, huh?
A chill ran up my spine as I began to feel like my heart was constantly skipping beats. My tires had been slashed and had completely fallen off the rim. Not just the front though.
Yo,
All
you better
4
got
tires
insurance,
were
bro.
slashed. I realized somebody did this when I was knocking on the door to that building. Instead of running, I got back in the car and locked the doors.
Alright.
I was so close.
Better
to that
cover your
building,
windows, bro.
I
I'm
could
telling you, that would
practically
scare
see
me.
it from where I was, if it weren't for the trees blocking the view. I dialed 911 and explained everything to the operator. She told me the cops would be over as soon as possible and that I need to stay hidden. I asked her if it was advisable to stay in the car or run, and she told me it would be best to stay in the car with the door locked.
Alright, just lock the door.
She
Just lock
asked
the
me
door.
to stay on the line with her until the cops arrived. My whole body was shaking. In all directions, there was nothing but dark, seemingly endless forest.
Oh,
I
heck
knew it
no.
would take forever for the cops to get there, I was not comfortable with sitting in that car so close to whoever did this. The next part, though, is what utterly destroyed me.
No.
It still shakes me to this day, and I hope nobody ever has to experience this kind of fear. As I was scanning all the windows, making sure nobody was outside, I looked in the rearview mirror, and there was the same person. The same person I saw at that window.
Heck no, Andy built like a minion.
Eyes
Oh
open
my
wider than
gosh.
ever. I could see now that it was a woman, and I could ever so slightly see a smile begin to spread across
Oh my
her
gosh, and
face.
she only got 2 teeth.
I opened my door and full-on sprinted into the woods, not caring how much noise I made.
The
I
way he
ran until I was
ran.
out of breath, which didn't take long, and I hid behind a giant log on the ground.
yeah.
I tried to
bet.
cover my loud breathing with my hand as I waited and waited for what felt like hours until I finally heard sirens in the distance.
Yes. Finally, that was like
I gathered
25
up
minutes.
all the stamina I had left to run all the way back in the direction of the dirt road. Eventually, the glowing red and blue lights came into view,
That would have been
and
such
I'd
a
never
relief,
felt better
huh?
in my life. They were parked in front of my car, investigating with flashlights. I came out yelling at them like a lunatic to help me. I fell to the floor and started to gag, almost throwing up from running so much. They picked me up and began to question me, to which I explained everything to the best of my ability. One of the 2 cars drove over to the building, and the 2 officers began to search the building. They came back with nothing except for a couple of spiky objects.
What the heck?
These objects were exactly the same as the ones used to slash my tires.
Oh my gosh.
The cops guessed that it was some kind of sick, demented couple, being that I saw the woman, but unfortunately they were never found, and that still kills me to this day. I obviously quit my job right after that and started working at a local grocery store.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
know
better,
that
that's better.
I'll never forget seeing that woman at the back of my car.
What the? If she don't get her ugly. Alright guys, thank you for watching. You already know my heart was beating, bro, I'm telling you. But yeah, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and watch one of my other videos. And if you want to know like what channels that I've been watching right here, Llama Arts and Wanty Entertainment right here. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to read your Bibles, and yeah, peace.